The movie starts off with Sarah, a fertility doctor, lying on the shore. She wakes up in her bed, the sound of waves fading away as she prepares to celebrate her daughter Mia's 7th birthday. Sarah playfully pretends to be asleep when Mia jumps on her, trying to wake her up. She heads to the kitchen to make pancakes for breakfast but gets distracted for a moment and burns them. While eating, Mia mentions how much she misses her grandpa. Sarah quickly changes the subject and drives Mia to school. On the way back, she receives a call from the aged care facility where her mother Joan is staying. At work, Sarah is seen helping a client listen to her unborn child's heartbeat, highlighting her calm and professional demeanor. Later that day, she drives back to pick up Mia, who insists she wants Joan to come to her birthday party, even though she has never met her grandmother. When they return home, Sarah notices the garage door wide open, which unsettles her. She quickly closes it and goes inside. Moments later, Mia finds a rabbit in the backyard. Sarah allows her to keep it, but something about the animal clearly bothers her. That evening, Pete, Mia's father and Sarah's ex, visits with his young son Toby. They watch the kids play with the rabbit. Pete still cares about Sarah and checks on her, but she brushes him off and insists she's fine. Sarah later meets Pete's new partner Denise, who casually mentions that she and Pete are trying for another baby. This frustrates Sarah since Pete once promised her they would only have one child. As the kids play, Sarah suddenly hears screaming and rushes to find out Toby has been hitting Mia. She yells at Toby to stop, and soon Pete takes both kids to dinner with Denise. Once they're gone, Sarah pulls out her hidden stash of cigarettes and smokes on the porch, clearly stressed. She also retrieves an envelope she had secretly taken from Mia earlier that morning. It turns out to be a letter from Joan, Sarah's mother, and Mia's grandmother. Without hesitation, Sarah burns it in the sink. That night, she angrily grabs the rabbit and tries to throw it over the fence, but it bites her hand. Unbeknownst to Sarah, Mia is watching the entire incident from her bedroom window. The next morning, Sarah wakes up to find Mia wearing a rabbit mask. Later, she brings the mask to school with her, still unsettled by Mia's strange behavior. While Sarah is at work, she receives another call from the aged care facility, asking her to schedule a time to discuss Joan's condition. When she arrives late to pick up Mia, she meets another parent, Noah, who helps her search for Mia. They eventually find her hiding inside a large drainage pipe, hyperventilating. Concerned, Sarah asks if someone at school is bullying her. Mia simply replies that she misses her mommy. When they get home, Sarah shows Mia family photos and explains that she doesn't have any pictures of Joan because their relationship is strained. She reluctantly agrees to let Mia look through her late father's belongings the next day. That night, Mia sneaks into the garage where Sarah is going through the boxes. Mia steals a photo of Joan but is caught by Sarah, who tells her sternly to go to bed. Later, Sarah wakes up to find the same photo under Mia's pillow. She scolds her for taking things that don't belong to her and then notices a bruise on Mia's head. Mia starts yelling that she wants to see Joan. Sarah finally agrees to drive her to the aged care facility the next day. On the way, Sarah accidentally hits a bird and stops to look for it, but it's nowhere to be found. When they finally arrive, Sarah notices that Mia's nose is bleeding. Inside, Sarah speaks with a staff member who explains that Joan's dementia is worsening. She often forgets to eat, wash, and even recognize people. The facility will require additional fees for extra care. When Mia meets Joan for the first time, Joan immediately hugs her tightly, calling her Alice and telling her how much she loves her. Sarah quickly pulls Mia away, alarmed by the outburst. On the drive home, Mia still insists on seeing Joan again. She refuses to put on her seatbelt, and Sarah loses her temper, slamming the door on Mia's hand. When they get home, Mia runs to her room and slams the door shut, refusing to talk to Sarah. The next day, Sarah is called to Mia's school, where a teacher expresses concern about Mia's disturbing drawings and suggests professional help. Sarah brushes it off, but when she gets home, she finds even more drawings, strange sketches of dead animals and blood. That night, Mia tells Sarah to start calling her Alice. Sarah initially thinks she's pretending, but the insistence begins to disturb her. Overwhelmed, Sarah calls Pete and Denise, angrily telling Denise she doesn't understand what it's like to lose a family member. Later, she goes through her father's old clothes, crying as she hugs them, calling herself a good girl. The next day, Sarah takes Mia to Joan's old house, the home where Sarah grew up with her sister Alice. Mia runs inside, happily exploring, and says she wants to sleep there. Sarah angrily drags her out, Back at home, Mia explains that she really is Alice, back from the dead. Sarah's confusion and anger boil over as she recalls her long-lost sister. Finally, Sarah confesses to Mia that she did have a younger sister named Alice, who disappeared when she was 7. But Mia's disturbing insistence that she is Alice sends Sarah into a panic. That night, Sarah wakes up to find Mia gone. She frantically searches outside and trips near an old tunnel. She sees Mia standing there wearing Alice's clothes. Sarah screams at her to pack her things because they are leaving. Later, Mia wakes up screaming from a nightmare. Sarah rushes to comfort her, but when she turns on the light, she finds Mia bleeding. It appears Sarah accidentally cut her while trying to remove scissors from the bed. Sarah's grip on reality continues to unravel. She goes to an abandoned warehouse and begins opening closets, hallucinating that Alice is inside. She chases Mia through the building, but Mia runs away, terrified. In the chaos, Sarah trips, hitting her head. She suddenly remembers the truth, years ago. During a fight with Alice, she chased her sister through the cliffs near their house. Alice fell, hitting her head and dying instantly. Instead of telling anyone, Sarah told Joan and everyone else that Alice ran away. Now, decades later, Sarah is forced to face what she's buried all these years. When she wakes, she's coloring with crayons, lost in a haze. Pete shows up and they frantically search for Mia together. Sarah dives into a river, believing Mia is in the water, but Pete pulls her out. In the final moments, Sarah goes to visit Joan and admits the truth. Alice is dead. Joan refuses to believe her, still clinging to the hope her daughter will come home. As Sarah leaves, she sees Mia, or perhaps Alice, walking away hand in hand with the spirit of young Alice. Sarah screams for her from the window, but does nothing to stop them. The movie ends with Sarah standing frozen, consumed by guilt and haunted by her past, while Mia disappears into the distance.